can't see what's going on. There I am. Okay, hold on. I gotta click another button. You guys can sit down. Everyone, you subscribe and click the bell. Right? That's what we do here. Welcome to the Bob Doyle Show, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. You're not watching a replay. This is an actual, well, you could be. Now that I think about it, my logic is completely flawed because chances are really you are watching it on replay. But let's just, for the sake of today, let's just pretend that you're here with me live.
It's the Bob Doyle Show.
Sarah's here. She's already said howdy. Which means I have to shift to this over here now. We still do have a Bob Doyle Show. We still do have a Bob Doyle Show tip jar for whenever you just want to throw money at it. Hi, Jane. So we got Jane and Sarah, Sarah and Jane. Jane and Sarah know one another. How do I know that? I'm just psychic. Totally here with you live and so happy. That's what Sarah says, ladies and gentlemen. That's the spirit. That's the attitude we want. We want. What's funny? I have a question. I have so many questions. It's been so long since we've last chatted. The question you may have right now is, well, Bob, does this mean the return of the Bob Doyle Show on a regular basis? And you know that's not true. You know that's not what this is. I would have hyped this up forever. Hey, let's not forget that the show has an Instagram, which I'm fairly active on. Now, I know that those of you watching live are already on board the Bob Doyle Show Instagram train. It's a very comfortable train. We have food service twice a day. And I think you get like one beer or wine of your choice, if you should so choose. I, don't partake myself, but it's on the train. Because you're not driving, and it's okay. Every now and then you just got to get out there and just celebrate. Right? Say, hooray, life. And if you don't want to use those words, then you just go have a glass of wine or something like that. Anyway, Instagram.com/Bob, Instagram.com/Bob Doyle Show. Hey, remember, does everybody... Sarah, you have to be patient. They'll come to you, I promise. They'll eventually get to you. But think about how many people are on this train. It's a lot of people. All right, so I've got a life hack for you. I know I started one other thing. It's okay, I'll get back to it. Right? This is the BobDoyleShow.com/live. Here's a life hack for you. This is one of those things, like I talk a lot about sometimes in my coaching about the things we tolerate in life, those little slow burns in our life. And I've shared on a couple of occasions that even though it's weird, I sometimes actually get angry when I have to cut my fingernails. Now, let me explain, if you haven't heard this before you start thinking I'm a lunatic, there's a perfectly good reason I get so mad when I have to cut my fingernails. Because here's when, when I discover that I have to cut my fingernails, I don't know, Bob, a daily check of your overall hygiene would be a good start. No, that's not it. It's when I'm all comfortable laying down on a couch or some other device and I'm playing the ukulele. And that's, one of my most zen moments, right? It's like when I'm in the zone. I'm feeling it, right? I'm in the flow. And I'm trying to avoid the inner turmoil conversation that is always, you should be broadcasting this. No, you shouldn't. Just play. No, you should be going live. Shut. But we look past that. And I'm getting in the zone, except what's happened is the fingernails on this, is everybody taking notes? The fingernails on my left hand are too long because my hair and my nails, they grow quickly. I guess that means good stuff, I think. That's what I'm going with anyway. And, you just can't, string instrument players such as myself, we have to keep our fingernails, short over here and maybe a little bit on there over here so we can pluck the strings, you see. It's all making sense to everybody. I did say to bring notebooks. I didn't. But it's just a good general rule of thumb. Right, Jim? Who keeps his fingernails short by repeatedly dragging them over the surface of a chalkboard. Let's all think about that for a moment. Okay, now let's all not think about fingernails being dragged on a chalkboard. Don't think about fingernails being dragged on a chalkboard. Before we thought about it, but now do not think of a fingernail, one single like this one, just going right up against the chalk. Do not think about this. Right up against the chalkboard, and just don't think about it. It'll make you crazy. So anyway, I talk a lot about tolerating things, right? And the slow burn that it puts on our life. and I get angry at and here's why. I had to do a massive reset there. Because the fingernail, so I'm generally like, comfortable somewhere downstairs or maybe in my office. And I'm comfortable. I don't want to get up right now and go find the fingernail clippers. Because I got one set of fingernail clippers. Because that's just what they're... So it dawned on me yesterday, you know what, Bob? There are stores in this area, in the state of Nevada, dare I say even in Las Vegas, that sell those very same finger clips. And right next to them, on the shelf, you'll see the finger clips. Generally, they're right next to them. The fingernail clippers. Yeah, so $1.24. So I bought a few. Now I've got them in all the key rooms. Life hack. I think I probably added 6 years to my life, cumulative, because I don't have to have that feeling. Now, some will argue, Bob, you never had to have that feeling in the first place. You're a lunatic. But those, see, you just don't know. The people with that argument, you don't know. Jane jumped ahead of the story. See, Jane, she wouldn't have let me. The very first, if she had known, if she had been on the show, if she'd been watching the show, or maybe she was, maybe she just didn't put 2 and 2 together. And why do we choose 2 and 2? Why not 3 and 3, or 1 and 1, or 5 and 7? It's all just basic math. Why are we putting 2 and 2 together? Who started that? Jane, do you know? You seem to know everything else. I'm teasing. Jane and I, we joke like this with one another. Sarah says, crap now, who knows what you'll get for your birthday? Birthday? I'm quite sure I don't know what you're talking about. But if you're looking for a gift for someone in your life, I can't recommend highly enough that you pick up 1, 2, 3, or 4 of these talking hamsters. You've seen how they work. You turn it on, and then you say something clever. And then you say something clever again, and it will continue to repeat it. Right? Hours of fun for the whole family. And if you buy 2 of them, they can talk to each other. And each time they imitate each other, and the voice gets higher and higher and higher. Now, you want one of these, don't you? So go to bobdoyleshow.com/hamster, and I promise you, you'll end up at Amazon where you can get one of these things. Look, you guys all have to go buy a hamster, because see, then I can go to potential advertisers to say, look, all I had to do was show this hamster for 30 seconds, and people went crazy. They couldn't buy them fast enough. Please let me sell your product and or service as part of the Bob Doyle Show, and in turn, you can also share with your audience that you are advertised as seen on the Bob Doyle Show, and we all benefit. So everybody just go buy a hamster or 2. You know, it's not like you're going to put me through college. Come on, it's a social, economic, financial, business advertising experiment. You can be a part of history. History. Or her. This is Tori. Sandy, see, we this is what we do here. We aim to please. Other shows, they don't I don't know. But we aim to please, and that's why talking hamsters, monkey magnets, clown noses, and of course, subscription bells. And that's just scratching the surface. Tell me why. Somebody. Now I know I'm an old man. Old man. I can't possibly understand the ways of today's youth. Boy, I hope my voice never goes there when I get old. That would make voiceover really challenging. We're looking for someone who sounds like they're 116 and you can't understand them. I got just the guy. Please, someone explain. And maybe this isn't the first time this is, but I've never seen or heard an answer of this question. That's what we call these things, these inquisitions. Questions. Did you write that down? Why? I think we can all agree. And I say we because, we're I think for the most part, we're kind of in the same general demographic. But maybe some of you do this and you can explain to me why. But why? And I'm going to say particularly women, but it's not really. Guys do it too, but it's just there's more, I think, more female people on the planet do it than guys. Could be wrong. But the whole selfie in the mirror thing, now that by itself, to me, is the goofiest thing ever. Taking a picture of yourself, taking a picture of yourself in the mirror, ostensibly to get a good view of yourself or to present your whole body or something. I don't know what it is. It's the goofiest thing, and they're not in focus. It's just the flash, everything about that. And it's not enough that you're already doing and I'm guilty. I've got a lot of selfies because there's so many apps that I can screw up my face with. And I don't have that many willing subjects. Hey, let me take a picture of you so I can contort you in a million different ways and post you all over the internet. No thanks, Bob. Use your face. And that's what I do. But we've got this whole selfie thing, right, which is already deeply socially and psychologically disturbing. But now you're taking a picture of yourself, looking in the mirror, taking a picture of yourself. But that's not even the thing that puts me over the top. What is, Bob? Because man, I'm whatever you are, fill in the blank. That's not the thing that puts me over the top. What puts me over the top is that they're not even looking in the mirror at the lens of the camera. They're looking at themselves, taking a picture of themselves, or something close to that. They're not even making contact. That just says, this is so not for you. This is 100% about me. I am now in an infinite loop with myself. I'm looking at let's get this straight. I am taking a picture of myself, looking at myself, taking a picture of myself. And this is how our kids are spending their time these days. Creating these, look, that creates an energy vortex of some kind. That whole thing, you can't see it. But it's creating some sort of a weird loop of energy. It is. I just happened to put words to it just now. So that confusion is just drifting all around the universe. It's no wonder we're all confused. That's my point. Everything that's wrong with the world today is because of people who take pictures of themselves, taking pictures of themselves, taking pictures of themselves, looking at themselves, taking pictures of themselves, taking pictures of themselves. Look, you're not going to get this kind of stuff on any other show. I have a question. Oh, I heard this the other. This is here's another observation about our society. Now, again, this isn't my world, but I listen to a fair amount of podcasts, and so I'm introduced into other segments of reality. Oh, people who are younger than me, 10 years younger, 15 years, their whole thing. I heard someone say the other day that they had been downgrade in terms of being in communication with someone via phone, that they had been downgraded from text responses to reacts. Right? Now, some of you may not even understand what that is, and that's probably good. And some of you probably get it. And maybe some of you even use that terminology. I've been down. She doesn't even answer in words anymore. She just sends me the okay or the ha with the exclamation point. I've been downgraded to reacts. That's going to become a part of our culture, but I think our culture is going to change so fast. It's just, this is crazy, this time we live in. All right, hold on. I'm trying to read your messages, comments. Let's take a moment and look at them. You've all seen them. You've been paying attention. I've been staring at myself, talking about looking at myself. Taking a picture of myself, looking at myself, taking a picture of myself, taking a picture of myself. Let's see. Okay, I have to keep going. If each hamster came with a nail clipper, I'd buy one for each room. See? Business idea. I need to call these people. We'll do a joint venture. I love it. I'm not old. You're not old. I do not do mirror selfies. No. Okay, you can't help me on that one, Sarah. Okay, selfieception. I like that. Yes, that's what we were doing there. Many layers. So give me the top. If I had a top right now, see, this would be, because I know they sell them. This would be the perfect time to say, well, let's just test if this is a dream right now. And if I bought one of those tops that just never stops. Now, obviously the impact of that would only land in varying degrees on people who have seen Inception, the movie, which that and Interstellar are the only movies as of late that I've seen multiple times. Interstellar, I've seen 5 times. That's insane. That movie is really long. Now, I'm a little off track, just a little. What were we talking about? Nail clippers? Life-size ventriloquist dummies being downgraded from React? Mirror selfie? See, I've got notes. But I'm out of them now. So, I've been spending a lot of time at Exploration Peak Park in Calico Basin. Now, if you don't know that, that means that you're not following me on Facebook. Now, I know this doesn't apply to any of you in the room right now, but get over to Facebook, facebook.com/boundlessliving. That's my personal page. And don't forget also about Instagram, Bob Doyle Show. And, no, I don't have the energy to click to the other screen. There's another one too. Instagram.com/Bob Doyle Secret for law of attraction-y things. Okay. So Jane just gave us an endorsement for the live at Exploration Peak Park shows. We're calling them Under a Tree. Isn't that quaint? Under a Tree. And these are shows you're not seeing if you're not over there on Facebook. Now, that's not to say that I won't eventually put them all up over here into a playlist called Under a Tree, which seems not a bad idea. Because some people on YouTube, there's just some people out in the world who, well, they just don't do Facebook. Why don't they do Facebook, you might ask? I don't know. I'm not an expert on that. But luckily, oh, wait a second. Hold on. I forgot I have to do this thing, and I'm working with one weird hand. There. Luckily, we have an expert with us in the studio. Tell us about whatever it is I just said. Okay, yeah, well, my problem is I don't really even remember the question. And I have to stop looking over here because it ruins the entire idea. No, don't look at me, look at the camera. Because that's what I was doing. I was looking at you, but don't look at me. I was looking at you, and it destroys the whole illusion that we're talking via, don't interrupt, that we're talking via satellite. Right, so you just keep looking at the camera and don't look over at me. I said, don't look over. We have to stop doing this. It screws the whole thing up. Okay, can we make a deal? Okay, but don't say it, just do it like this. Let's practice now. Let's just start like we're starting right now. We're here with a dog puppet, and he's here to talk to us about why people don't sometimes do Facebook. Dog, thanks for being here with us. Yeah, well, I know the parking is terrible, but I apologize for that. So, but can we, because we have very little time left, maybe you could just answer the question, why don't some people do Facebook? I hadn't thought about it that way, but yes. Okay. Oh! Wow. Well, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Dog Puppet, noted Facebook and social media expert in general, with the answer to the question we've all been waiting for. Unfortunately, copyright laws prohibit me from being able to repeat what he said. You'll just have to watch the replay if you missed it. Let's see. What do we got going here now? Absolutely. Oh, wait a minute. I would have really, because this is the third time I've broadcast since having these items and forgotten to share them. Unfortunately, they are a little out of reach. Oh, for Christ, Pete. All right, so we have this emoji. All right, now everyone will just take that in. All right. We have this one, which is one of my faves to use, right? Because I like to sometimes say goofy things and sometimes I'll say things that I'm not sure if you'll understand whether I'm being sarcastic or not. So I have to do that so you'll know. I rarely do this one, even to people who I heart, but this is the one. Am I right? Now, it's an odd color, but so was the dinner that caused it. That would have been a great time for me to play a laugh, only I can't see a gosh darn thing, and certainly not keys on a keyboard. There we go. Just a little late with that one. That would have been way better. And this one too. All the classics. This is the, so when you send this emoji, what are you saying? Are you saying, haha, I hope you understood that was a joke? Or are you saying, what are you saying? Or maybe you don't send emojis. It is a curry color, Jim. Thanks for pointing that right out. Let's look at it again. Curry or, but if I had like a big gigantic ice cream cone, can you see it in your mind's eye? And I'm not even going to give you the opportunity to see it in your mind's eye, you bunch of hooligans. That's right. Now, does anyone know where the word hooligan came from? Shall we find out? Shall we Wikipedia it? I don't know what I'm doing right now. I think this is a terrible idea. Because I don't know where the browser is. I can't do this. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to stop making me do this. All right, well, maybe I can. Hold on. Origin of hooligans. Hooligan. Late 19th century, perhaps from hooligan, a surname of a fictional rowdy Irish family in a music hall song of the 1890s, also of a character in a cartoon. Is there no end? Is there no end to the value that you get from watching this show? You now know things that people who you're going to see today, like in the grocery store or at church or wherever you go, they're not going to know that. You do. So don't ever, if people ask you about what you spend time watching the Bob Doyle Show, you're not learning anything. Au contraire. Mi amigo. Just mix up as many languages as you can when you come back with that. That'll just twist them up. They'll be just like, whoa, 3 languages, 1 sentence. I got to sit down. And then right as they do, pull the chair out from under them. You guys are too generous. That was really kind of dry. I keep looking over here like something really cool is going to appear on my desk here that I would share. But it's the same stuff. I mean, it is cool stuff. Like I've still got this going. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? What's it going to be? What's it going to be?
That was ego.
See, some people watching this broadcast right now have a more intimate experience with that button than others. And of course these right here, keys to the kingdom, my friends. With this stodgy persona that you know as Bob Doyle can drift off into a, wow, these need to be cleaned. I'm not sure I want to put these in my mouth at the moment. Sure. Somewhere in this room there's a wig I could put on. Yeah, I got to readjust those. My teeth have changed since the original molding of this. I'm determined to take this down to 30 minutes. That's why I'm just saying a lot of staccato nothingness. So let's talk about subscribing while we're at it. Because of course, by this time, if you're a first-time viewer, you're a viewer for life. Because you're doing what all these other people who have watched this show for a while are doing. You're processing this, going, what is, I don't know, why am I still here? What's going on? But I can't stop. I can't turn it off. I've tried. I've gone to other YouTube and I keep coming back going, is he still doing it? I can't take my eyes off of it. I know. How do you think I feel? Every day I look in the mirror. How am I going to ever get out of this bathroom? I can't take my eyes off of this. Now I got to have one more thing to talk about. At least 30 seconds worth of something to talk about. What? I already talked about nail clippers. I can't talk about them anymore. I mentioned Instagram and Facebook. There's literally nothing else in the whole world to talk about. Nothing. I've talked about everything in 28 minutes and 35 seconds. So we've got everything and room to spare. Oh, and I hope you all were getting a massage while you listen to this too, just to take the whole thing to a new level. That's what you should be doing. Now I know I didn't give you a lot of time or preparation or any warning whatsoever. But come on, you got to be ready. You just never know when the Bob Doyle thing might strike. The Bob Doyle Cobra may strike. This gal here, she's been with me a long time. And I think she'll be with me forever. Look at that dance. Just doesn't get much better than that, except for when these gals come in here, and then it just is off the charts. Thanks for hanging in there with me, you guys. It's been indescribably delicious. That's not the, push this button. Well, that button stopped working. Now what do I do?
It's the Bob Doyle Show.
I guess this one.